Let us learn to mark the important places of the third lesson, agriculture, under three topics: soils of India, important crops of India, and multi-purpose dams of India. And the first one is soils of India. First one is alluvial soil. We all know that alluvial soil is formed by the sediments brought down by the rivers. It is found in the northern plains of India and also on the eastern coastal plains of India. So it is not necessary to mark all the places. Let us see how it should be marked in the examination. So if you are asked to mark the alluvial soil, you mark the northern plains. So these are the northern plains of India, which is very rich in alluvial soil. And actually this Sundarbans, it has peaty and marshy soil here. The northern plains of India has alluvial soil. So this is number 1. The East Coast plain also you can mark if you want. And the second one is black soil. You can see the black soil in Malwa Plateau, Kathiawar Peninsula, and other than coastal Maharashtra and the interior parts of Maharashtra, these areas are very rich in black soil. So black soil, these areas have black soil. This is number 2. And the areas that have black soil, this black soil is good for growing cotton. So if you are asked to mark the areas where the cotton is grown, the same places can be marked. Now red soil. The southern part of the peninsular India has red soil. So leave the coastal areas. So this is red soil areas, number 3. Desert soil, we all know that where we can find the red desert soil, it is in the Thar desert region here. So this area has desert soil. The desert soil, this is number 4. So desert vegetation also same area, desert soil this area, less than 50 centimeter of rainfall also, we can mark the same area. All the places are, you have to, if you learn it by interconnecting everything, it can be marked very easily. So this area, less than 50 centimeter of rainfall, desert vegetation and desert soil. The next one is mountain soil. This is mountain soil. And here only you have mountain vegetation or mountain forest also the same area. And this area, because of the very high altitude and because of very cold climate, this area also receives very less rainfall. So this is mountain soil, number 5. Then the next one is laterite soil, which is formed because of the leaching. It is found on the summits of the Western Ghats in Karnataka and Kerala. Laterite soil. This is the area of laterite soil, where crops like tapioca, cashew nuts are grown widely. And the last one is peaty and marshy soil. It is found in Sundarbans of West Bengal. This is number 7. Peaty and marshy soil. This marshy soil is found in the area of excessive dampness, and peaty soil is very rich in organic matter. This is number 7. So these are the important places to be marked for soils of India. Now, major crops of India. Let us mark the important crops of India. So where is rice grown? Rice is well grown in the northern plains and also in the eastern coastal plains of India, especially in Kaveri Delta area. Rice is widely grown, and also in West Bengal. But this area, we have to mark this area for jute growing region. So let us mark rice here. Rice growing region. This is number 1, rice growing region. The next one, wheat. Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh are the areas which are very suitable for growing wheat. These are the wheat growing areas of India. Number 2. And the next is cotton. Which soil is good for growing cotton? Black soil. Black soil is very good for growing cotton. Cotton grows well in black soil. So in the previous map, we marked cotton here, right? In the Kathiawar Peninsula, the interior parts of Maharashtra, in some parts of Gujarat. So in any of these areas, you can shade and we can mark it as cotton growing areas of India. So this is number 3. Number 3, cotton growing areas. This is for rice. Sorry, this is for wheat and this is for rice. Yes. And the 4th one is sugarcane. And Uttar Pradesh is called as the sugar bowl of India. Sugarcane grows well in Uttar Pradesh area. Though it is also grown in other states of India, it is apt to mark Uttar Pradesh for sugarcane growing areas. So let us mark here. UP. This is number 4, sugarcane growing areas. Yes. The next one is tea. Tea is grown in Assam, Darjeeling, and also on the slopes of Western Ghats, on the western slopes of Western Ghats in Kerala. So let us mark Assam. Assam and Darjeeling tea are famous all over the world. So these are the tea growing areas. The next one is coffee. In India, coffee is grown only mostly in Karnataka. The Kurg Hills of Karnataka is very famous for coffee plantations. Coffee is grown on the western slopes of Western Ghats in Karnataka. This is number 6. Then jute. Jute is grown in West Bengal. Jute is cultivated in West Bengal. Number 7. Jute is cultivated here. The last one is rubber. Rubber is widely grown in Kerala. Number 8, this is for rubber. These are the major crops of India. The next one, let us see about the important dams built across the rivers of India. So dams are also called as multi-purpose projects because they serve not only to store water but also to generate electricity. They serve so many purposes. They attract tourists. So they are called as multi-purpose project. First one is Bakra Nangal Dam. Bakra Nangal Dam is the second tallest dam of Asia and it is the largest dam in India. It is built across river Satluj, which is one of the tributaries of river Indus. So this is river Satluj and Bakra Nangal Dam is built across river Satluj. And the reservoir created by this Bakra Nangal Dam is called Gobind Sahar Lake. Gobind Sahar Lake is the reservoir created by building this Bakra Nangal Dam. And the second one is Tehri Dam. And this Tehri Dam is built across river Bhagirathi. Bhagirathi is one of the two head streams of Ganga. One is Bhagirathi and the other one is Alaknanda. So it is this Tehri Dam is built across river Bhagirathi. This is number 2, Tehri Dam. And the third one is Hirakud. Hirakud is built across river Mahanadi, one of the largest peninsular river of India. Hirakud is the longest earthen dam in the world. Hirakud is the largest earthen dam in the world. It is built across river Mahanadi in Odisha in the Sambalpur district. This is Hirakud Dam. the longest dam of the world. This is number 3. The third one is Damodar Valley project. So before the construction of this project, River Damodar was used to be described as sorrow of Bengal because of the destruction caused by the flood in River Damodar. But after the construction of this Damodar Valley project, no such destruction. Yes, this is Damodar Valley project number 4. It is built across River Damodar. And the 5th one is Sardar Sarovar Dam. It is built across River Narmada, one of the west flowing river of India. The west flowing river of India which drains into Arabian Sea. This is Sardar Sarovar Dam. And the next one is Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is built across River Krishna, and Krishna has a tributary called Tungabhadra. And this Tungabhadra project is built across River Tungabhadra tributary. So both this Nagarjuna and Tungabhadra projects are built across River Krishna. This is the Tungabhadra branch, and this is the main Krishna main river. Nagarjuna Sagar is built here. This is number 6. And then number 7 is Tungabhadra. This is the Tungabhadra main tributary of River Krishna. Mettur is built across River Kaveri. The reservoir is called as Stanley Reservoir. Kaveri river is called as Dakshin Ganga. This is number 8. So these are all the major multi-purpose dams or dams of India. And another one is Indira Gandhi Canal. Indira Gandhi Canal, it provides water to Rajasthan. And it is the longest canal in India. Indira Gandhi Canal is the largest canal or longest canal in India. It gets water or it takes water from Satluj and also Beas River, the tributaries of River Indus. It is a great boon to the people of Rajasthan. This Indira Gandhi Canal project, it provides water to Rajasthan, and this is the route of Indira Gandhi Canal project. It gets water from Beas River and also from Satluj. This is number 9.